To the CHGO White Sox podcast, coming to you live from Studio B of our CHGO offices here in the West Loop of Chicago. I'm your host, Sean Anderson. You can follow me at Sean_W_Anderson. Alongside me is Herb Lawrence.
Hello.
You can follow him at Actonball23. He's our CHGO White Sox community leader. You can follow the show at CHGO_White Sox, and we are being produced today by Sarah.
Hi.
Hello. Things good?
Yeah. Things are good. Little disappointed about the Phillies last night, but because I was rooting for them. I have quite a few friends in Philadelphia, but it's okay. Still good. And the Cubs aren't in it. Sox aren't in it. So, whatever.
I wasn't sure if you had friends in Philadelphia or an inherent rage to rip down street poles.
Well, also, I want to support, ALLCITY Network, Phillies, even though, Phoenix as well, yeah. But Phillies, they're new this year, so I wanted them to do well.
We've already shit-talked the PHNX DBacks are enough. We're going to talk about that later on in the show, bring back some receipts, because we did call them a certain word. I didn't realize the power my words had. I made it.
It wasn't that big.
It wasn't that big, but they clearly Paul Sewald and Zach Gallen are having receipts about things people were saying for the Phillies. So I don't know if it's going to creep down to us. Paul Sewald wasn't on the team last year, but Zach Gallen might be, he might have just folders and folders of receipts. I don't know.
Hope so.
Congrats to you.
For?
Yesterday I said there's no way that the Diamondbacks win, and then you were like, well, this one guy was like, ooh, you were so good with your prediction on Monday, yep. And I saw you doubled down and you boosted it. So yes. Congratulations to you.
Yes. I got money. I got paid. Yes. So guy who watches and says that I at CH and us at CHGO always get our predictions wrong. How you like them apples?
We went 1-1 yesterday. I got mine wrong and Herb got his right.
Yes. And I happened to bet on that one. The ones that I told you the other day, which you went on 1-2, and apparently you were on tilt. My guy Colin said you were. He's a betting guy I know. Up in Wisconsin. He's a good guy.
He knows me?
No, he doesn't know you.
Okay.
No,
sorry, I was confused.
No, I'm just saying Colin has said that guy was probably running on tilt. And so I would just say that I didn't bet on those two games. And when we give you predictions, we're just saying what we prefer. Not necessarily you guys can go out and do it. If you listen to us and you lose money, I'm sorry. We're not a betting show.
Well, and also, if you want real picks, you got to pay for real picks. Free advice is free advice.
Call us on the message phone, 1-800 for the lock of the week.
Yeah, I'm doing my best to give you real winners, but
on CHGO bets,
I usually lose them, and that's my own money that I'm losing. Anyways, Henry's asking in the chat, was there an end-of-season press conference? I haven't found one like in years past with Han. I'm not sure. The White Sox didn't post anything to their YouTube channel, but that's why we exist. Go to the CHGO Sports YouTube channel and type in Getz either in the search bar of the channel page or type in Chris Getz addresses 2024 contention. Vinny shot it from the dugout. It wasn't in the official press room meeting, but Chris Getz talked about 20 to 22 minutes about 2024, and then Vinny also wrote an article about it. So we got an article covering it, but if you are looking for the words from the man himself, Henry, you can go check out that video on our CHGO Sports YouTube page.
Yeah, Vinny did a lot of good work, a lot of good video there at Guaranteed Rate Field and at Camelback Ranch. He got a lot of videos with these players, so check out YouTube.com and the CHGO Sports page. And as Sean said, you got Getz, you have Barfield, you have Bannister, all these guys.
I'm glad you didn't say more because we do have Bannister, we do have Barfield, we do have Getz, and then Vinny even sent me Gene Watson.
Yep.
And I still keep forgetting to post it. So that's on me. Maybe Gene Watson will be posted this week.
I mean, will it? I know he did the work, and he probably wants it up there, but is anybody checking for Gene Watson?
Hey, someone's checking for Chris Getz content a month
later.
later.
That's the GM. No one's checking for, I don't even know what Gene Watson's official title, Master of Scouts. the main guy of scouts.
I don't think they used master of scouts.
Oh yeah, the word's a little loaded.
Anyways, hit that thumbs up button. Someone just did. We appreciate that. We're going to talk about 88 today. Give out a report card for Luis Robert Jr. and then we'll jump into the Diamondbacks. Let's jump into the report card. I feel like we should even have like an animation of like a manila envelope unfolding.
Just like opening it up.
I always missed like the prong little closing of the report card. I don't know if you got that, but like mine used to come in a little slip.
Okay.
And then it was like a manila envelope, so you'd fold it over, and then they would like those two little prongs, like metal prongs, like little arms, and they go down and up.
Yeah.
I used to play with those because I have ADHD.
I'll get right on that.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. I'm being hopefully very descriptive. But I like playing with the prongs.
I know what you're talking about.
I wish we had prongs if we were giving out report cards.
I think we physically had to take home our report cards so long and so old, and we had to have our parents sign it, and then they would bring it back. We had to bring it back to school. So, yeah, I would prefer the prongs and also something coming in the email instead of what I had to do, because I had the temptation of changing those grades on the way back home, but I knew my mom would catch me, so I never did.
Yeah, Edline was the bane of my existence. That was the first online grade system that I used, and that was it wasn't good. It wasn't good, folks. Don't get what's it called? That's suspended. What's when you have bad grades and you can't play? Ineligible.
Oh,
don't failure.
Yeah.
I was a failure. But also don't become ineligible in math and miss 8th grade basketball.
I did the same for wrestling, which I didn't even want to wrestle, but I was just so
maybe that's why you didn't do well in school.
I was just so tired after practice. I did do homework. Usually I didn't do homework already, but wrestling made me go to sleep like immediately after I got home. Eat some food, go to sleep. And so I failed out of wrestling. I got academically ineligible for wrestling, which was fine. I was 6-0 at the time in my freshman year. And then
6-0.
Yeah, I was killing it.
Damn.
I didn't wrestle. I wasn't a wrestler before that. I was just doing it to keep in shape for football. But I was strong. 171 back in the day. That was a long time ago.
It all worked out, too.
Glory days. They'll pass you by.
Yeah, then I was like, okay, let me pass pottery. Literally, I was failing pottery.
Did you pass it?
I did. I got a D.
I was failing bowling in college for a while. It was my one credit class.
How do you fail bowling?
Attendance.
You did not show. I'm about to say
attendance
show
is
up.
huge. I got a C in it though. I had
Why wouldn't you want to? Was the guy like the teacher?
No, it was
terrible?
a joke. My teacher was like a sophomore TA, and I was 22 years old.
So then why weren't you showing up?
Because I had to drive there. It was like 10 minutes away from where it was.
You
don't
had a car
ask these
too?
questions. Don't
Shit.
It all worked
Sarah.
out.
Bowling. If you just have to show up, I mean, that's literally just like
It all worked out.
Usually half the battle is showing up. The full battle is just showing up.
Yeah, there's no homework
I'm
in
glad it
bowling.
worked out. I'm glad it worked
They're not like, hey, go to a different bowling lane and bowl a 200.
I still got my degree.
Did you have to bowl a certain like?
No. It truly was like a 1 credit like BS class.
Okay. Let's jump into a man who needs no further introduction. La Pantera, number 88, Luis Robert Jr. We're grading his 2023 season. He was an All-Star. He is currently a nominee, or is it nominee?
Yeah, finalist.
That's the right word. Finalist for the Gold Glove in center field. For offense, we gave him a B+. For defense, we gave him an A-. Overall, we gave him an A-. He is by far the best player on the Chicago White Sox. Without question, the best player on the Chicago White Sox. And his goal this year was to play 150 games. He played 145 and had that slide into Boston, which wasn't super concerning, but enough to not push it with your franchise player. What did you see from Luis Robert Jr. that, gives the possibility of A+ in his future? Right, like because the reason we're giving him an A- is not because hitting 38 home runs isn't good enough, or we gave him a B+ for offense. Hitting 38 home runs, very great. Hitting over, I think, 38 doubles too, very great. But it's like you even see that his goal was 150 games. He missed it by 5 games. This could possibly be talking about a 40-40 All-Star right here, and a Gold Glove winner. It just seems like the ceiling's the roof for him.
Yeah, I think that he is, like you said, the best player on the White Sox. So I know people's natural inclination is to say, if he's the best player and he had this type of year, A's across the board. but he's not a complete hitter as yet. And that guy could be so much better. And Victor, like, yeah, A-. He's not a complete player on the outfield yet either. He's good to great, but I don't know if he will necessarily get the A+ unless he does these certain things. For hitting, patience and pitch selection. He still was at the bottom of chase rates, bottom in strikeout rate, bottom in walk rate. So these things can improve. That's why the B+ instead of an A for me. I think that he has so much more potential where you still see him early in the year swinging at balls way outside the zone. And I know for me sitting in my comfortable seat, and you see these videos from I forgot his name, the pitching ninja, and he's overlaying pitches, and he's like, here's a fastball to the outside of the zone, and here's a sweeper / slider to the left-handed batter's box. Would you swing at that? Like, no. That ball with the sweeper that Luis Robert sometimes swings at was never a strike. And I get it. When you're in swing mode, it's kind of like that. But that is the next process for Luis Robert Jr. to move on from this great hitter to be a legendary hitter, which he can be. And as I said, when he got in trouble where he didn't communicate to Pedro and said that he was hurt, and he just said that to Alvis and Eloy, when he got benched there, I'm like, I hold him to a higher standard than everybody else because he is a special player. No one else on this team is special. He's special. He can go down as a Hall of Famer, and I see that only in him on this White Sox team. Only in him. Now, there's other people with potential, but he has, if he maxes out, he's one of the best players in baseball, maybe history, because he has all the tools you need to get the job done. And so, yeah, we're going to be grading a little harsh on him. B+ is still a great grade. And overall A- because there's still work to do. Next year, if he builds off of this, gets 150 games, can steal 40 bases, can stay on the field a little bit more consistently. Well, 145 games is nothing to sneeze at. That's an awesome workload for Luis Robert Jr., especially where he's coming from. But the next thing is 150 games, 155 games, and playing as many games as you can to help the team out, because the team needs you specifically 100%. And so you need to show and post. And I know most of that injury that he suffered in Boston would have been, if it was in earlier in the season, probably he would have maybe played through it, and or he would have played after it. But it was the end of the year. The White Sox are way out of it. No need to push him back into the game. And he probably was sad that he didn't get that mark. But now in the offseason, there's another box he has to check. I didn't get to my goal of 150 games played. Next year in 2024, that is my goal. Also, my goal is to be a better hitter and to hit more home runs too. So, yeah, I think there's growth in there. He can be better, but he had a fantastic year. Will probably be either first or second in Silver Slugger, first or second in Gold Glove. I don't know if he'll be on the all MLB team, but maybe the second team. That's pretty damn good.
Who's beating him? Oh, Acuna?
I mean, center fielder?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Julio Rodriguez?
I would say Acuna.
Acuna is more of a right fielder.
Was he playing center field? Oh, I guess Harris was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Julio Rodriguez might beat him.
Okay. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I think the world of him. Like you said, again, if he played 5 more games, he probably hits certain benchmarks that, just make his season more eye-popping. He ended up with 36 doubles, 38 home runs, 90 runs, only 80 RBIs because this team was terrible, 30 walks, 172 strikeouts, was hit by 12 pitches, and had 20 stolen bases, 4 caught stealing. I don't know. I'm trying to find the actual, rate, stolen base rate. I just think that that's one thing that likely held him back was the injury in August of 2022, sliding into the base against Detroit. It seems like that took a little bit of aggressiveness out of him because we know that this guy's incredibly fast. Why isn't he threatening for at least, 25 stolen bases or 30 stolen bases?
Especially if you're that high of percentage of being safe.
Right. What? 24 attempts, 20 stolen bags?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see that pushed a little bit more, and I'm not sure if that's just because of a hesitancy to not injure yourself. But also, I mean, you see some of these guys. I think Corbin Carroll, he wears double mitts, or Trey Turner does.
Up close.
Yeah, I mean, let's just wrap him up. Let's just have him dive headfirst into second base. But it just feels like, again, if he is a player that does truly take all of this seriously, this is only his 4th year, the 3rd full year, and this is actually his only 1st full year, really. If he does, and he is granted with health, he easily is a Hall of Famer. I would contend that Cease has it. Cease has been, I understand that you're scoffing at that. You look at players that, to start their career that have made as many starts as him. He's got the highest K rate, K per 9 of all time.
You said that you brought up some good names so that in their same age range where Cease was better than them.
And but just strictly on the K numbers. I mean, he is striking out 11 guys per game, and he's going out 34 times each and every year. And if obviously he cleans stuff up and is walking guys less, and he's able to become even more of a dominant pitcher, he's probably going to strike out more guys. I mean, he's just got incredibly filthy stuff, and so far he's been blessed with a ton of health. So I think that Cease is definitely a guy that, if he's got 13 to 14 more years left in his body, can clearly put up a Hall of Fame year, a Hall of Fame career in 20 seasons. But to Robert, the one thing that I think sticks out, and Jacob was asking what was his walk rate. Robert's walk rate in 2020, 8.8%, 2021, 4.7%, 2022, 4.2%, and this year, 5%. So, I mean, second highest of his career, 5 just isn't that great. It's not terrible, but he's just extremely aggressive. And the one thing is his actual swing percentage has really never gone down. This is the second best or second lowest swing rate that he's had in a season. StatCast has it listed as 57.6% swing rate in 2020, 2021, 61.5% swing rate, 2022, 61.5% swing rate, and 2023, 58.3%. So cutting down by about 3%, but still it's over 55%.
Yes.
It's something that you would love to see him learn a little bit more selectivity. And if he is a guy where it's, they're able to unlock him like Jorge Soler, who, it was always oh, he's got that potential. He's got that potential. He's got the potential. The reason why Soler turned out in 2018 was the work with Mike Tozar and the ability just to be a little bit more selective. And just he started to hone in at the plate and started killing balls. And I think we started seeing that with Robert a little bit. But also I'm not sure if he's even using Tozar as a hitting coach, because wasn't there the rumor that, or the thing going around that he went back to working with his own hitting coach. But anyways.
And if that's the case, so be it.
Whatever works. I mean, and
I'm sure the White Sox are not mad about that.
Yeah, as
the
Alex,
results were great.
As Alex says, best player since Big Hurt. So whatever helps, can't hurt. But with Robert, again, he's extremely aggressive. We've talked about the heart, shadow, chase, and waist zones for hitters on StatCast. In the heart of the plate, basically pitches down the middle. Robert's worth plus 24 runs. Pretty good. But he's swinging about 11% more than league average. League average swing percent on those pitches is 73%. His swing rate's 84%.
I like it. If it's in the heart, swing.
They're good pitches.
Yeah, swing. I'm in.
Okay.
I'm in, baby.
He's worth plus 24 runs, so that definitely doesn't hurt. They actually break it down on swing versus take runs. So he lost 4 runs on taking pitches in that zone, and he was worth plus 28 on swinging on those pitches. So again, I think that's a pretty good combo there. But in the shadow is where he's the only place negative. In chase and waste, he's worth plus 2 runs and plus 9 runs. He does swing more, again, just more than any MLB player. So these numbers are going to look pretty gaudy. But he swings 13% more than MLB average on pitches in the shadow. He's at 68%. MLB average is 53%. He loses about 13 runs on the pitches that he swings at in that area. He's worth negative 16 runs in that shadow area. So those are pitches that are around the edge of the zone. And then in the chase area, he swings about 12. What's 35 minus 23? 12%. 12% more than the MLB average, and then the waste percent about 6% more. So if he was able to just be a little bit more selective, what Josh Barfield has talked about, every manager has talked about. This team needs to be more selective. If he's able to, swing 2% less at pitches, if he's able to be a little bit more selective.
I mean, you read the numbers earlier. He went from 61% last year to 58 this year. Take another 3% jump and go to 55 this year and make that mostly the shadow stuff because you're struggling at the shadow spot. Heart, increase that if you want to. 84% in the heart, baby. I love it because if you've been watching CHGO White Sox the whole year, the thing that I rail on the White Sox, and you saw it last night with a player that I actually love in Kyle Schwarber. 3-1 fastball, heart of the plate. I told Courtney, I was like, if there's a 3-1 fastball anywhere in the vicinity of Citizens Bank Park, Kyle Schwarber's going to be swinging from his toes. He just let that ball go. And Luis Robert wouldn't, but most White Sox players in the lineup would just let those 3-1 or 3-0 specifically just go way too many times. I know Luis Robert in a 3-1 count with a fastball coming, he's going to be swinging. That's what you need to do. Don't take that away from him. And I know people are like, you take his aggressiveness away from him, you'll take away the stuff that makes him good. I don't know. As Jared says, it's correctable stuff where you just say to him, this is your zone. In this count, 2-2, you're looking for everything because you got to protect. It's 2 strikes. But 3-1, you're looking for an elevated fastball because this is what you do in the zone. Elevated fastball, it's got to be there in that spot. If it's not, let it go because you're that good of a hitter. If you get the 3-2, they got to come to you still. And so you have a mindset in his head to say, you need to pick a zone and crush when it's in your zone. Otherwise, let stuff go. Let them walk you. You have a unique tool of being powerful and also fast. And I would love to see those stolen base numbers to rise up a little bit. If he needs to go to 2 of gloves, fine. If he needs to slide with his feet first, which we saw a couple times, and that's why he got hurt in Boston, fine. Either way, understand that a walk is just as good as a hit. I know that's an old saying that people hate to hear, but it's much better than you flailing on a strikeout and then the people behind you not having a person on base in front of them.
I don't care if you strike out. If you're hitting 38 home runs, you can strike out 172 times. I don't care about that. It's just, I guess, having more of a game plan for Robert and it does seem like a lot of the times, if it's a smart pitcher, they can really control the at-bat.
Yes.
And then if they make a mistake, hello, it's going 450 feet because this guy is just an incredible athlete. But I do feel like if he had just a little bit more of a plan, and it did seem like the plan was just to not swing at 0-0 pitches as much as he used to. 2020, it was at 13.9%. 2021, 16.5%. 2022, 14.5%. And then 2023, 11.8%. So, significantly down since 2021 by, around 5-ish%. And the one thing, too, that is kind of crazy, looking at, like, the actual pitches in the heart of the plate, he's always been around 88%. So, like, he is extremely aggressive in general, and I think that's good for, pitches in the heart of the plate. But again, like, that's not terrible.
No.
Like, I mean, that's like Corey Seager numbers. Like Seager is an extremely aggressive. What makes Seager great is that he can control the strike zone.
Yes.
But like you look at his actual heart numbers, like that dude's not selective at all. If it's right down the middle, he's hitting it. So like I would just love to see a little bit more of maturity from Robert from an approach standpoint, which I think again it's a young player who just finished his first full season. Like I think that's clearly something that he can do and become, just because he is this incredible athlete. So you have that extra millisecond, that extra second to kind of take, because you're better than everyone else. Like if you're putting in that work and you're healthy, like he just has that natural ability to wait back a little bit longer because he can create so much power.
And I hope he works on it too, because we've seen, not to this degree, because I think Luis Robert is a better player than this player ever was, especially a hitter. But we see how Javi Baez has gone, where it seems like he's just lost the plate and he's flailing everything. He can't hit for power anymore. You got to work at your craft. And this is the offseason where I think Luis Robert works at his craft the most. I mean, we saw him last year working for the boxing guy, getting the butterfly sanctuary, getting all his mind right. Now, yes, a little success, first All-Star game. That's when the grind really starts, where you got to keep that level of play. And I congratulate him for a great year, but this is the expectation, not the ceiling. This is the bottom right now that we saw from Luis Robert. From here on out, it should be this and more.
Well, I do want to go to one question, and then I will go to Kevin, and we'll take a break, because Kevin wrote something pretty nice that I want to bring up, but I'll probably ramble about it, so I don't want to jump into any Luis Robert Jr. talk. But can you scroll up just a little bit? Victor mentioning Gold Glove K ended up being an A-. We could give him an A. I don't hate that, because he was, again, 98th percentile and outs above average. He is a Gold Glove finalist. He's got a good arm. You look at all the advancement stats. People don't really run on him. I think it's like about 4% less that people decide to run on him. I'm not sure if that's just because he covers so much ground and puts himself in great positions. But again, there's nothing to complain about.
He could be better.
Could he?
Could be. Could throw a couple more people out. More outfield assists.
But again, like, no one's running on him. Like, people run on him less. So there's no opportunity to get an outfield assist.
There isn't.
Because I mean, like, unless he's making,
we're picking nits.
Yeah, I think we can recognize that. We could bump that up to an A. His defense was an A.
Okay.
I mean, it was his best defensive season by far.
By far.
I mean, 12 outs above average. That's 98th percentile.
Only Kevin Kiermaier, I think, was better.
Yeah, 98th percentile. I mean, that's an A+.
It is.
So I think we're being pretty tough graders. I think
we are, but there's more. I mean, he improved his back to the wall stuff. Like, he was robbing multiple home runs this year, and isn't afraid of the warning track anymore, which is also good.
Could he make Andrew Benintendi better?
No, he can only cover his ground, and Andrew Benintendi, for his part, never really ran into Luis Robert. So we were a little hard on him on grading last night. I think we gave him an F. A, you get an A for getting the fuck out of the way, because there's so many outfielders, including Eloy Jimenez, that don't get the fuck out the way, including Oscar Colas, that don't get out the way. And anything that's hit to your left, Andrew, just don't even move, man. Stay right there. Luis got you. Same thing for Oscar Colas or whoever's going to be in right field. Anything to your right, stay your punk ass right there. Don't move. Luis got everything covered.
I know that there's a great graphic that Steven worked on, and hopefully he wins the Gold Glove. And even if he doesn't, I think we're going to share it anyways. But Luis Robert Jr. was a spectacle to watch. Everyone else was put to shame by 88. And that's the other thing, too, is, like, I know his numbers are better if he actually has a decent someone behind him. Like, if there's any sort of protection in front of him, behind him, he's going to see, probably more waste pitches, and it would probably be easier, hopefully, to. And so
you believe in protection then?
Absolutely.
Okay, I was wondering, because there's so many, and people who are in the analytically based community don't necessarily believe in protection. And I ask pitchers all the time, "Do you believe in protection?" It's like, yeah. When I see a guy behind the guy I'm batting that's good, I don't want to walk the guy I'm facing, so I have that guy on first. And if there's a base open, I'm going to walk that guy who's on deck, who's really good. So, yes, I believe in protection. I used to, go with the analytic people who said that protection wasn't really a big thing. But ask any Major League Baseball pitcher. They'll be like, yeah, protection's a really big thing if you have a really good hitter behind you. Because if you have Eloy Jimenez behind you, maybe you're thinking he can hit a home run. But if it's the opposite and Eloy's batting in front of Luis, like, yeah, I'm pitching Eloy.
I don't know why I tortured myself, but somehow I found the lineup from April 21st, 2022.
Oh, no.
Do you think that Luis Robert Jr. felt protected when Leury Garcia batted third behind him?
Oh, my Jesus.
So, like, again, look at last night when, was it Marsh up? It's Brandon Marsh. I mean, Brandon Marsh is a Major League Baseball player. I'd love to have Brandon Marsh on the White Sox. But they're intentionally walking Brandon Marsh to get the bases loaded. Why? Because Rojas is up next. Rojas is a defensive center fielder. Yeah. So they just would rather face him, and he fought strikes him out. Of course protection exists. I mean, Bryce Harper, after he was destroying Arizona and he hit a home run. He stopped hitting home runs. Why? Because they stopped pitching to him. They walked him? I guess they didn't. They walked him once. But I don't know. I think protection exists. You can at least waste pitches if you know the guy behind him sucks.
Yes.
Like, I mean, if Luis Robert Jr. is coming up and it's Andrew Vaughn and you're a right-handed pitcher, like, would you rather pitch to Vaughn or Robert, especially if there's 2 outs and there's a base open? Like, I mean, that protection means, you move a guy on.
Definitely Vaughn, but as a good point right there, you're saying that if there's a waste opportunity to pitch around Luis Robert, it's double-sworded right there. You don't want to pitch to him because you know he's going to swing 84% of the time in the heart of the zone. And also, you might get a couple swings out of him because he knows that there's and this might be part of Luis's thing and his thinking, like, no one behind me is going to do it, so I got to do it all by myself. So pitches that look close to the zone, that start in the zone, and then fail out, I got to swing at because I know that Eloy's not going to get the job done, and I know Andrew Vaughn's not going to get the job done, neither is Yasmani Grandal. So, yes, if you have a better, stronger candidate, if Eloy ever wakes up and stays in the lineup and actually hits for power, then Luis can probably relax on those pitches that are outside the zone. But right now, he's trying to do way too much, and I like the joke, Alex. And Wheaton, they told us about abstinence was the only protection. Yes, they did. The Great Wheaton North.
Abstaining to pitching from Luis Robert Jr. All right, we're going to take an ad break. Herb, I hate to put you on the spot, but I forgot to actually chat with you. Okay. You got a Hero Bread read after I give a little Empire read?
Do.
Wonderful. I also want to give a shout out to Kevin. We can't see Kevin right now. Usually we can if we're in Studio A. Kevin lives across the way. The Shirtless Wonder said, shout out to the Sox fan that came into my bar 2 Saturdays ago. He went up to my bartenders and asked if Shirtless Wonder really owns the bar. Yep, he's right there. He said he listens to us at work. So thanks, Kevin. Thanks for the shop shirt. And go check out Kevin's bar. Proudly running since 1983.
The store.
Oh, the store. Right?
Yeah.
The shop and the store, synonyms.
Yes.
Not the name of his bar, though.
No.
The store.
Store.
My bad.
In my younger days, I used to go to the store often. There, Beaumont's, all there, down the street from each other.
You ever hear the Carly Rae Jepsen song, I'm Just Going to the Store?
No.
It's fantastic.
I'm old.
I think that should be Kevin's theme song. All right. I want to let you know about our great sponsors. And this one also has a song, 773-202.
No. Ooh, you almost got the wrong one.
Ooh, why did I do that?
588-2300.
2300.
Empire.
Today.
That guy, Lynn, he was a barbershop quartet guy. Did you know that?
I'm pretty embarrassed. No, I didn't.
Fine.
I didn't know that.
You're fine. Yeah. The Empire man who has left us now, Lynn. I think his name is Lynn. I forgot his last name, but yeah, he was in a barbershop quartet.
Yeah, Lynn Haldren.
Lynn Haldren. Yes. I used to watch those commercials all the time. It used to be 800-588-2300 Empire. I think
Today.
I thought initially it was like a Chicago company. Then they got national, and so they had to go to the 800 number. But initially it was just a Chicago number.
Now we got a website, empiretoday.com/CHGO. You can go get $350 off a discount when you use promo code CHGO. Schedule a free home estimate today, and all listeners can receive a $350 off discount when you use the promo code CHGO. There are some restrictions that apply, but see empiretoday.com/CHGO for details. They are a one-stop shop with Empire. You get to shop at home convenience, the right product for your needs, and a quick and professional installation and a price match guarantee. Empire Today is the best place to get new flooring. So, of course, we have copycats, but they can't beat Empire on quality, service, speed. So they advertise low-quality prices that simply that Empire won't carry. We won't promise low prices because anyone who does that is putting floorings in your home that are putting floors in that they wouldn't for themselves. So if you are looking for floors, if you are a new homeowner, go check out empiretoday.com/CHGO. Schedule a free home estimate today, and all listeners can receive a $350 off discount when they use promo code CHGO. Again, restrictions apply. See empiretoday.com/CHGO for details.
You know what? I started eating Hero Bread because I have dietary restrictions, folks, and I didn't want to give up my favorite foods like sandwiches, quesadillas, or burritos. And so Hero Bread has been great for me, and I'm sure you'll agree when you try it out. Need a low-carb option to fit your lifestyle or dietary constraints? Founder Cole Glass baked 100 muffins per day before he found the perfect blend that fits his allergy restrictions or allergy constraints. That's what pushed him to start Hero Bread. It tastes great. I just did a TikTok, guys. I'm young and hip. Did a TikTok today about Hero Bread. Literally about Hero Bread. Ectorwall 23. Go there right now to the TikTok. I'm kind of dancing around, doing a little Irish jig. No, I'm not. I'm talking about Hero Bread and how good it is and how delicious the sandwiches I made. It was a TikTok, Sarah. I'm not that young. You're doing X on X. But yeah, I'm on TikTok now, kids. Ectorwall 23. The same one as on my X page. But the flour tortilla. Soft, fluffy. And it's got 0 grams of sugar and, more importantly, 0 net carbs at all. It's so great. High fiber. I did this thing today. I was expecting it to taste a certain way because it's 0 net carbs. So that means usually to me when I'm testing other brands that 0 flavor also. But no, absolute flavor is so delicious. They make sliced breads, buns, and tortillas. They're available at hero.co or on Amazon. Right now, Hero Bread is offering the CHGO fam 10% off their first order. Just go to hero.co and use our code CHGO to save on Hero Bread today. That's hero.co to save 10% off today.
That's a nice little jingle there.
Yeah.
Also, real quick before we jump into our next little section and then take care of some apologies. Want to let you know if you haven't yet, come be a CHGO diehard today. Herb's got some CHGO merch on. I don't know why we actually didn't send out a memo for everyone to wear CHGO merch, but like everyone's wearing a CHGO shirt today. This is a diehard exclusive, the Meatball Island sweatshirt. I mean, come on, it's a meatball with a freaking mustache. But not only do you get exclusive opportunities for merch, you get a free shirt when you sign up, and you get a 20% off events. And you also get premium written content at allchgo.com and a members only Discord where you get to argue about the pitch clock, which I saw people doing in our Discord.
I did see that.
I like it.
And you could do anything you want as long as you keep it cordial, guys. Go ahead.
The only one I don't like is the Ghost Runners, but I'm fine with the pitch clock. But come be a diehard today. We are trying to be your stop for all things fandom. So when if we ever become lucky enough to go to the World Series and win an AL pennant like the Diamondbacks did, we would have you cover with a 2-hour show where you get hammered and scream.
Oh, please let us do that. I mean, we get seeing these teams who have lost 100 games 2 years ago, and the D-backs last year, now in the World Series. It's an unusual thing. Hey, why not continue the unusualness with us in the 2024 or 25 World Series?
We hired Josh Barfield just to get to. He has to do that within 2 years or he's fired
immediately.
I'm not. That's not a report. That's me making it up. For the next 3 tailgates, and I guess it's just the next tailgate because for the next 3, it was we already did 2 of them. The next tailgate is your last chance to go win a $200 gift certificate to an X Golf Chicagoland location. Find the nearest X Golf near you at playxgolf.com/Chicagoland. But we got one on November 9th. Diehards get 20% off all events. So go to allchgo.com/events if you do want to come out to the tailgate. And again, if you do, you can meet up with X Golf and try to win a $200 gift certificate to any of their Chicagoland locations.
But I think Josh Barfield would say 29 because of the number he saw on that license plates in Arizona.
Sox 29.
Yeah, Sox 29.
It was his dad's number, his number. What number? Why did we say what numbers? Why'd you bring up 29?
Because that would be the year he would be thinking. It's like, we're going to win in 2029.
Oh, 2029.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, not 24 and 25.
I don't want to wait that long.
I'll take 29. As a person that is bemoaning a 101 loss team, I'll take waiting for, goddamn it, 5 more years. Damn it.
Will Luis Robert Jr. be on the team in 2029?
6 years. I can't even count.
Yeah, I don't know about that. We got to win this sooner. Anyways, let's say some apologies. On August 26th, 2022, it was Elvis night. But also, we awoke a beast. The Diamondbacks swept the White Sox on August 26th, beat them on August 26th, August 27th, and August 28th. And we came to you on Sunday with a post-game show like we usually do on Sundays. And we made the description, the Chicago White Sox get swept by the lowly Diamondbacks. I really said that word without thinking. And then the next day, PHNX, their Diamondback show with Derek Montilla, the mayor of the World Series now, since they're in the World Series, and Jesse Friedman, addressed us calling them lowly in our headline.
Honestly, Derek, and I was literally thinking about this yesterday. I wasn't necessarily planning on talking about this today, but I feel like we have to now that CHGO is referred to the Diamondbacks as being lowly. I am quite confident that if the Chicago White Sox were in the NL West, they would have a worse record than the Diamondbacks.
Speak on it, Jesse.
They would have a worse record. Right. There's honestly not really a question in my mind.
Jesse Friedman.
There is not even a question in my mind, really, because the White Sox are 63 and 65. But you have to keep in mind that the White Sox this season will play 38 games against the Royals and the Tigers, who are probably two of the three worst teams in baseball. I think Oakland is probably a little bit worse. I guess maybe the Nationals and the Pirates are there. Two of the five worst teams in baseball. And they are both worse than the Colorado Rockies, probably by a significant margin. And then you look at the top of the AL Central Division, Derek. You've got the Cleveland Guardians, who have 67 wins, despite playing in a very easy division. And you've got the Minnesota Twins, who are 3 games over 500. Both of those teams are probably the rough equivalent of the San Francisco Giants, if you put them in the NL West. So you're looking at two divisions here that are on completely opposite sides of the spectrum. And the White Sox are still 63 and 65. Their record is still only 4 games better than the Diamondbacks, despite all of that. So I don't know where exactly CHGO is coming from with this. I think it is complete nonsense. Honestly, I think the Diamondbacks are probably a better team. Not next year, not in the future, but like right now, today, I think the Diamondbacks are a better team.
Jesse, you were 100%. Correct.
Wrong. He was wrong.
How is he wrong? They're in the NL pennant.
We weren't talking about the future. Literally, this is what I do not like about fans. Let me get on my soapbox. When we call your team lowly, we're not talking about you, the person. We're not talking about your show, PHNX Diamondbacks. We are talking about the goddamn 59 and 67 lowly ass DBacks. That's who we're talking about. Not that they're better than the White Sox. Not that the White Sox are better than them. We said specifically the Diamondbacks are lowly. That's why it was so bad of a loss that they lost at home to the lowly goddamn Diamondbacks. Yes, now you guys are better. Congratulations. Enjoy that. We don't have to have an apology, Sean. Not for that. They were lowly at that time, and that's why we're mad on that show. That's exactly what. And I didn't like that at that time, but we kind of bit our tongues. But they were lowly. If you look up in the dictionary, lowly is bad, and they were bad at that time. Look at the damn lineup. They don't have the same people. They have a better lineup. That's why they're not as lowly. So, yes, you were lowly. To take a personal offense to us calling you, or not even you, calling the team that you cover lowly, is it asinine. Now, if somebody called the White Sox lowly, what I would say is you're goddamn right they're lowly, and I don't take offense to what you say about the White Sox because I'm not the White Sox. There you go, Jesse.
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I made some graphics. I don't know. So since that series, since August 26, 2022, the Diamondbacks went 101 and 99. They went so far 9-3 in the playoffs.
Great.
Negative 22 run differential over those X amount of games. I can't do the math.
200 games.
I guess I should have been able to do that. And they won the 2023 NL. You know that, right?
Awesome.
They won the pennant.
No, that's great. That doesn't say what we said at the time. It's not like the Slavko thing that said you want to spend money on these players who helped them win into the World Series. We said the Diamondbacks sweeping the White Sox at that time, they're lowly, and they were.
But what Jesse's saying, and I think has been proven, is that the Diamondbacks were much better than the White Sox at that point, and the reason why they might not have had the best record is because they were actually going up against the NL West.
Okay, but being better than the White Sox doesn't preclude you from being lowly. Just because you sweep a bad, lowly White Sox, which we said at the time, doesn't mean that you're better and you're not lowly. You're still lowly.
They're not lowly.
Not anymore.
I don't think they were at the point.
Oh, my God.
They stomped the White Sox.
Great. It's the White Sox.
Because they were a good team.
They weren't a good team. They went on to lose 100 games that year.
No, they didn't.
Didn't they?
No, they lost, 84? They were like 74 and 84.
Whatever. They lost a bunch of games more than they won.
74 and 88.
Yeah, so 88 losses. So they were worse than the White Sox at the end of the day, record-wise.
Did they have the same? What was their? I bet you they had a better run differential. I mean, the White Sox were terrible.
I'm sure. But I'm saying that it doesn't make them better that they beat a bad team also. If they would have asked us, are the White Sox lowly? Yes, I would have said yes too. A million times over.
31 to 38. Hey, again, they swept them, and then they kept winning. Let's look at the Sox. It's August 26, 2022. The White Sox went 79 and 120.
Yes.
The Diamondbacks went 101-99.
Yes.
The White Sox went 32 and 41 versus the AL Central, which I thought was, Jesse's point was that, they're struggling with the AL Central, and we have three other teams that are fairly competitive.
Yep.
And we're still holding our own ground. Arizona, since August 26, 2022, they've had the pleasure of playing the White Sox. I believe are 8-5, but now I'm thinking about this. Did the White Sox and Diamondbacks play this year?
They played this year at the end of the year.
Did I count that? I don't know. Chicago White Sox 2-1. I didn't count that. So actually, I'm wrong. So they're 10-6. 10-6 against the AL Central. So again, White Sox weren't that good against the AL Central, 32 and 41. And then the White Sox, if you want to flash that, Sarah, negative 199 run differential. And he's not complaining about shit from 2022. I'm sorry to bring this up. This was from Jesse. This is from the day after.
Yes.
August 27th, 2022.
Yes.
This was Jesse's day after reaction. And I'm just revisiting this because the Diamondbacks are in the NL pennant, and I thought, hey, maybe we could extend an olive branch. Hey, congratulations, guys! You just made it to the NL pennant. You're, a sister station of us, PHNX, but you're saying fuck them. So
no, I'm not saying fuck them. I'm just saying at that time I always felt this way, and I didn't go as far. But yes, to take offense to something that we said about your team that you cover, I think is not cool.
I don't know if he said he took offense.
He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. They call him like he took offense that we called them lowly. That was he took offense from. Like,
well, we were wrong. He thought we were wrong.
We weren't wrong.
The
team was lowly.
I think we should all just get along.
No, the team was lowly.
I'm trying to.
I know.
No, I don't. I apologize when I'm wrong. We weren't wrong to
I
call
typed the headline.
I
You
understand.
didn't even type the headline.
I understand.
Well, you didn't. So you're not even wrong.
I'm not.
Just because it's our podcast.
It's our podcast. He called out our podcast. We never said anything about PHNX Diamondbacks.
You didn't say we did it. This was strictly about the Diamondbacks.
Exactly. So why is he bringing up what we said on our show about that team?
Because he's the Diamondbacks expert, and he thought that we were wrong.
But he was wrong that they're lowly.
No, he wasn't.
They were lowly.
I think they proved. I'm just saying, as a person who thought them as lowly, I no longer think of them as lowly.
Yes, that two things, as Vinny was like, say, two things can be true. They can be lowly at the time and improve what they have.
And weirdly enough, it seems like they improved specifically on August 26th when I called them lowly. Because they were pretty damn good. They were above 500 over a 200 game span.
Congratulations.
That's pretty good. I don't know.
But I don't. No apologies on this side of the table. Sean's got the apologies for you guys.
Right, so
I congratulate you for making the NL pennant and the show making the NL pennant and winning the world and getting to the World Series. That's awesome. I appreciate Jesse and Derek and all the folks down there at PHNX. Congratulations. But we weren't wrong. They were lowly that last year.
Oh boy. All right. Well,
I'm doubling down.
Yes, you are. Hey, yes, you are. I guess that's gonna do it for this segment. Let's take a break. Let you know about some of our more great sponsors, and shout out to Brian Shaw Fan Club. Brian Shaw, Diamondbacks legend, I'm pretty sure. So good to see Brian Shaw Fan Club in here. Want to let you know about our friends over at Soul Savvy, a new sponsor here over at CHGO, or at least new to our show. So this is our first time letting you know about the Drops app. Go sign up, links.solsavvy, that's SOLESAVY.com/CHGO. Or again, you can download the Drops app and sign up through there today. But if you are a sneakerhead, you want to check out Soul Savvy. It's been around since 2018, and their mission has always stayed the same: get sneakers into the hands of people who love them the most. And I know Cody from the CHGO Cubs team is extremely excited. Not only is it Bulls opening night, so he's wearing his, I'm assuming, Jordan 1s. Because
he's wearing the same shoes as the picture.
Yeah. I heard you say that earlier, so it's good to get that confirmation. So I know Cody's extremely excited. But this is the app for sneakerheads. They got drop alert instant notifications, so you'll never miss a release. You'll always be instantly notified when a sneaker drops, and you'll get your size whenever your size is available to buy. So, if the sneaker that you've been looking out for, it finally is a 9.5 on Soul Savvy, you'll get an immediate notification. There's also free raffle management. You can keep track of all the raffles that happen in sneakers with their raffle tracker, and there's a release calendar. Their accurate release calendar will keep you updated with all the releases that are coming out. So whether you're a casual buyer or an all-out sneakerhead, Soul Savvy has something for you with 3 different levels: the basic version, which is free, the mobile plus version, or the premium version. And this Saturday, October 28th, the Air Jordan 12 Cherries will drop on Saturday, and the Drops by Soul Savvy app will notify you when and where it's dropping. So download the app now and never miss a release, and make sure that you are signing up today by clicking the link in the description or by visiting links.solsavvy.com/CHGO, or head over to the App Store and download the Drops by Soul Savvy app today to check them out. Also, want to let you know about our friends over at CIRCA Sportsbooks. CIRCA had yesterday the lines posted for the Rangers to win the World Series at -120. Right now, World Series price is Diamondbacks at +150, Rangers at -170. So
might have to make a Diamondbacks bet, right?
Especially after what you just said.
A little plus money.
Lowly Diamondbacks winning a World Series.
I didn't say that. I said they were lowly last year.
I know. I'm just continuing the bet. Bears line's currently +8.5 as they are taking on the Chargers in LA. Herb's calling it a Bears game, or Bears home game, and the over/under is at 46.5. But CIRCA is the place that you want to check out. They are the world's largest sports book, finally in Illinois. So you could download the app today, and games will strive to be a -110 split on the CIRCA sports menu, unlike other sports books, which may use a -115 or -120 split. And hey, if it's a -110 split compared to a -120 split, you are just giving less money to the sports book, and you are trying to take home as much winnings as possible. So if you got a good bet, if you got a good side, CIRCA wants you to get the best price. And there are real people behind the CIRCA Sportsbook brand who resolves issues in a timely fashion, unlike other books who use chatbots. All aspects of the app are being run by the same team that runs the main CIRCA Sportsbook at CIRCA Resort and Casino in Illinois. So download the CIRCA Sportsbook Illinois app today at circasports.com/Illinois-app. That's circasports.com/Illinois-app to sign up today. Also be on the lookout for CIRCA events, watch parties, and tailgates. They'll be out there on November 9th with us. If you or some of you know may have a problem with gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER, 1-800-426-2537, or text GMB 883-234, or visit areyourreallywinning.com. Carm, we're trying to do a show!
Jerk!
Shut it! Love you. Are you singing it? Who's singing?
I was honestly gonna shoot a text in there.
Mercy.
Yeah, being like, I don't know what they're doing out there, but
I'm trying to do a read, and Carm's doing Secret Bajent, man.
Boo!
I need some marijuana. Shout out to Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. They're your home for a judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kind of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside has everything you need to elevate your football season. Are you trying to say something?
I just want to personally apologize to the show. That's all. It's my bad. But we were working on something. I just didn't, I didn't realize the whole situation. So it's my bad. I apologize. Go Sox.
I know that you really can get taken away by that song, so I don't blame you. Elevate your football season with Secret Grip Agent Man and Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. No matter where you are in your cannabis journey, they have easy online ordering and in-store pickup and a great transparent loyalty program, Sunnyside Rewards, so you can get rewarded for all of the purchases you're making. They're Illinois' favorite dispensary. They got locations in Elmwood Park, Wrigleyville, South Beloit, Springfield. So go check out their house of brands like Mindy's, Good News, Cresco, High Supply, Floricale, Wonder, or Remedy. And through October 31st, ooh, spooky, 6 days away, head to sunnyside.shop and use code CHGO25 at checkout for 25% off your total order. One use per customer. It's not stackable with other promotions. That's code CHGO25 at checkout for 25% off your total order at sunnyside.shop. Go place a pre-order so you can walk in and pick up and walk right out. That's not only for new customers. Again, anyone can use our code. Pick up everything you need to elevate your football season. Must be 21 plus or an Illinois MedCard holder. All right, I guess I wasn't really expecting the apology to take that big of a turn, but it did, Herb. I appreciate your energy, though, and everyone in the chat is appreciating your energy. So I'm not going to, I mean, hey, you're in the right place to be expressing these things, and you're the CHGO community leader, so I am going to, if this is going to be our official take, this is going to be our official take.
Doesn't mean I'm rooting against the Diamondbacks.
No, you never said that. And again, you're not saying that they're lowly now. I understand your point.
They're doing well.
Just I totally thought that was going to go different. Final thing, I don't know if I correctly stated this or not, but just to revisit the Robert thing on 0-0 counts. So I did better math. So this is strictly on 0-0 pitches, his swing percentage. 2020, 54%, 2021, 54%, 2022, 49%, 2023, 44%. So just really
dramatically
cutting it back. So again, it seemed like he had an idea of what he wanted to do when he was first up there, like unless it was a pitch that he clearly knew that, hey, this guy's throwing me a first pitch fastball, or, maybe it's a curveball. I got to look at the exact pitches that he's swinging at mostly on 0-0 counts. But it did seem like if that pitch was a strike and he wasn't expecting it, like a guy just gets a nice pitcher strike to start off a count, it really felt like those were the ones that he started to just absolutely get lost in and just kind of get away from himself. But if he got to that 1-0 place, that really set him up to just kind of attack, because again, he kind of knew if a guy's down 1-0 to me, he's probably going to try to at least even up the count. And I'm just assuming that the aggression was probably up on those. So again, maybe if he just has more of a consistent plan, can build off that plan, become a little bit more confident after 145 games, I think we'll probably be talking about an A+ season, or at least an A season for Luis Robert Jr. Because I think next year, I mean, why can't he be a 7 WAR player? Is it like 5.4?
Yeah. I mean, that I think comes with more stolen bases, more time on base via the walk, more times hitting home runs because you have better people behind you for protection, so they throw you more fastballs because they don't want to walk you.
Right.
So, yeah.
Or maybe, like, you just have a better team that wears out pitchers more, and then you just have a guy that's like, oh, Luis Robert's facing a guy that, is just kind of wearing it at this point. Like, maybe you could just maybe you get, I don't know, you get to face the Nick Padillas. You get to face the Sammy Peraltas. You get to face the Davy Garcias, right? You get to face the Brett Honeywell Jr.'s. It just seemed like it was always, we know that Luis Robert Jr. is going to come up, so each and every time that he's coming up, we're putting out our best reliever because it's the only guy that can hit.
As we're talking about the Diamondbacks, we see the last 2 games, Corbin Carroll really come alive, finally stealing bases and being active on the bases, being on base a lot. And you see the Diamondbacks win both of those games because they have more times where they got to worry about Corbin Carroll stealing first or stealing second base, stealing third base, and then the pitcher has to worry about that, and then he has to throw the pitch to Ketel Marte, et cetera, and they get better pitches to hit. And so, yes, Tim Anderson and whoever is number 2, I hope it's Yoan Moncada, can be on base more often. Luis Robert can benefit from that and get more runs driven in, and then better pitches for him to hit too. But they were just so bad. Like, Tim was like below 300 on base. Benintendi was 325. So this is a bunch of, that's what you like, 88 RBIs. It's like, yeah.
No, not 80.
80 RBIs.
80.
On 38.
88 would be nice.
At 38 home runs and 36 doubles. 80.
And also, I know that this is just one season, or I guess he's got more than one season, right? Because he went in 2021. This man's postseason average is 393. 7 games. But but he's 31 plate appearances, 11 hits.
Get him back.
I mean, 10 singles, but still,
and the guy at the beginning of the lineup is really damn good in the postseason too. So get those two guys back in the postseason.
Everyone be better. Except Robert. Well, I mean, still, be better, Robert.
I mean, there's the hope. You have two teams who lost 100 games within the last 2 years that are in the World Series right now. Got some hope for the White Sox. Now, those two teams went out and spent a little bit and also had a good minor league system that was feeding the major league club. So those are the difference.
Haha, PHNX Diamondbacks, we got Josh Barfield. So you're screwed. We're going to be from lowly to mighty pennant winners. You guys are going to crumble. So, anyways, that's Herb Lawrence. You can follow him at Ecknerwall23. He's our CHGO White Sox community leader. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me at Sean_W_Anderson. Thank you to Sarah for producing the show.
Thanks.
We'll talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.
We all silly like the mayor.